Hi, Jules. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. And yourself?
Good, good, thank you.
Good.
Before we get into any questions and discussing what your journey is, did you want to just briefly explain who you are and what brought us to be working together?
Yeah, so basically, my name's Julie Hayes, and I run a business in Mildura called Bev Marks, and I am a mother of two and have a wonderful husband. And basically, I got in contact with you through my niece who had been training with you and just needed some guidance and someone to basically help me out with my life in general.
Yeah. Main focus. So, what have we been focusing on mostly over the past 5 months?
So basically, the last 5 months, we've been focusing on nutrition. So when I came to you first, I wanted to obviously get into training because I've always been one to do exercise and thought I was really good at it. And also thought I was really good at eating as well. Thought that the salads that I ate and the protein that I ate was all right. But then I came you more so because I was very lethargic. So just so tired all the time, and I just didn't have an understanding on what I was doing. And I thought I was actually ill. So I went through a series of blood tests with a doctor and all these sorts of things. And then you come to me and said, Julie, I really do think it's your nutrition. And I was a bit hesitant going, no, but I eat really well. I might have the occasional McDonald's or whatever, but that's life. And but yeah, so I came to you and that all changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, fast forward to today, how do you feel your energy levels have been lately?
Oh, Ash, amazing. So obviously doing the nutritional program that you offer has just changed my energy levels. I can jump on the bike and go riding with the kids. I get up and train 4 days a week and without even hesitating, and I'm a morning person, so I know that worked for me is getting up early to do my training because then I know I'm done for the day. I don't have to interrupt the family because it's so early. But yeah, just eating the way I'm eating now has just changed me a lot.
Amazing, amazing. So before we sort of touch on your actual results and what we have achieved already,
Yeah.
can you just sort of share what your previous thoughts or feelings were when it came to wanting to lose weight or that diet mentality? So what beliefs did you used to have and how has that changed now?
So basically before I would always go on a low carb diet. So it would always be either no carbs or very low carb because that's what I've heard in the sort of media and all around that if you go on a really low carb diet, high protein, you go into a ketosis and then your body naturally loses weight because it goes into the ketosis. But I found that with that, I did it. I've done it. I've done it, a couple of times where I've lost all the weight. And guess what? You go back to eating carbs and you just put it all back on again, which is, so disappointing because what you want to do is get to a point where you do lose the weight and you want to keep it off. But, and I've done shake diets and I'm not able to maintain that.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like I get to eat whatever I like as long as it fits into my macros, which is amazing because, if I want to eat an Oreo, for instance, I can, as long as I put it in my diary. And, people might think it's really hard work, but look, it took me a couple of goes to get it, right. But we don't have to overthink anything with it. You just enter what you're eating and you bring it down to zero and it just works out.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And you've done a really good job of adapting to those changes. And whenever we need to make changes to your macros to sustain the good energy levels, you've taken it within your stride. So you've really trusted in me, which has been so great. So great.
And without your help, Ash, I wouldn't be where I am, to be honest.
You've done it. You've done amazing. You really have. So what's kept you motivated in those times when, maybe we have had to make changes and you've had to adapt? What's kept you motivated in the times where you're feeling a little bit down or like the results weren't there?
So, well, I think the drive in me, but more so the girls who I'm connected with as well. You are one. So if I'm having those down days, it's a message, to you girls to just to let you know how I'm feeling. And then it's a quick reply of like, you've got this, and it's just working together, I guess. But the whole thing is that what I've learned especially is that we're human, okay? So we can't beat ourselves up if we do have a mistake or a bad meal or something. Well, you just got to get over it. It's done. What's done is done, and basically you just know that the next step is to get back on track.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And you have definitely adapted to that as well. It's been so good. Like we said, sometimes even that week that you thought you maybe had a couple bad days, still got the results at the end of the week because the rest was consistent. So it is an 80-20 rule.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what it is. Like, I know that all the working days I'm in a very strict routine. I prep my food every morning when I wake up after I train, and then I know I'm right for the day. It's just, I have times on my days off where I'm a little bit, not bad, but I have trouble tracking. But that's when I'm learning now to make sure that on those days, I need to also stick to it, because I don't want to undo all the good work that I've done already.
Yes, yeah. And what is the biggest struggle? So food, exercise, temptation, and how have you found the nutrition coaching program to help you with your struggles?
Well, I've always had no trouble with training. So it's just, but I have learned one big thing, and that is that I thought that walking was training, whereas you've taught me that you need to actually do different types of exercise to be training. Like, walking's great, and I could probably walk 5 or 10 kilometers and think I'm doing an amazing job, but there's such a big difference that I've learned from you, that you need to do different types of exercise to get results. And that's what I've seen, obviously, with my measurements. But the big advantage of the nutrition is that you set out what you want to eat for the day. And how I do things is I do it backwards. So I start entering from my dinner, because I have a family. So I don't want to be cooking different meals for myself. I want everyone to eat what I'm eating. So therefore I can work backwards. So diarising my food for the whole day, it just helps me know that I'm going to have my energy levels, and I know that I'm going to be losing weight at the same time, which was what I was really, really struggling with, which I don't struggle with anymore.
Yes, incredible. Nailed it. Well done. And how has adopting this kind of sort of meal planning and preparation, how has this helped change not only your lifestyle, but how has it changed maybe the people around you?
Oh, just so much more positive. Like, as a mum and a dad, I guess, but especially a mum, you have a responsibility, and, you want your little people to be able to learn from you. And I don't want to be, and like I said, not that I've always eaten really bad foods or anything, but it's knowing the right foods to eat. And a lot of it's just preparing and having things at home, like instead of going to the cupboard and picking out the pantry snacks and all these things that you think are healthy are not. So it's made a huge positive spin on the whole family. And the little people are only 7 and 5, so they're watching everything we're doing. So if we're drinking lots of water a day, well, they're going to go, oh, well, water is good. I don't need that soft drink, and mum doesn't drink soft drinks, so I don't need to. So it's a whole positive attitude from me that flows on through the whole house.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You've actually sort of taken on, and you're becoming their role model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with my weight my whole life. I've always been up and down, and I don't want that for my kids. Like, I want to teach them now, this is how you eat, like, all the time. Yeah, look, every Friday night we have takeaway night without fail, but that's okay, because it's one night where you can go, right, let's have McDonald's or a pizza or something. But it doesn't affect your whole week. They know the next day we're back to eating like normal everyday food, what we eat, which is normal.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, good. Instilling good habits from a young age.
Absolutely. It's really important.
So when you sort of first begun, sort of explain how you felt within yourself and within your own confidence and your own ability to want to lose weight and get healthy. Explain sort of your feelings then.
Well, I wasn't happy with myself. And you know, you're always, I think as a female, you do put a lot of pressure on yourself, because there is a lot of media out there that you want to look like this and you want to look like that. But you know, now that I'm 40, it's more about like, you learn to then love yourself, and you want to do things for yourself and the people that are close to you. And I've got a couple of, you know, I do suffer from high blood pressure and heart disease, and is in my family, and also diabetes and things like that. When you get to an age, you think to yourself, I don't want these things as I get older. So you really start to think, and that's me. Like, I started to really think, you know, I don't want these things, so I need to do something about it now. Prevention is better than cure. That has been a motto that I have had for quite a few years. And that's what I'm really trying to do with myself, is just to better myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And so how do you feel about that now? How do you feel you're sort of tracking on that path?
Really good. Yeah. And look, you know, I've always been the person that will sort of be like, I want it to happen overnight. And a lot of those fad diets, they do let it happen overnight. Like, they're very fast, because you know, shake diets, you have to have 2 shakes a day, or, you know, no carbs, no bread, no pasta, no things that we all love. Yeah. And so it just makes it like a huge difference. That, you know, now I understand that it's not going to happen in a month or 2 months. It's, you know, I've given myself 2 years to get down to my goal weight, and I'm probably 5 or 6 months into it. And I'm okay. Like, I've noticed a change in my clothes and how I look at myself in the mirror. And I know that I've got a long way to go, but it's okay, because, you know, life is life, and you have hurdles through life, and it's really important to get through the hurdles, and just remember in the back of your mind that you've just got to stay on track when you can get back on track.
Yeah. Especially and you might have an off day, but you don't let it turn into 2, right? You get straight back in the wagon the next day.
Exactly.
Okay, good. All right. So would you like to share from when we very first started working together? Yep. Do you know off the top of your head how much weight you have lost?
So off the top of my head, I think I've lost 4 kilos.
Yes. But let's bring up, how many centimeters around your waist have you lost?
So around just my waist, please, you know, fix me if I'm wrong, 17 centimeters.
Correct.
Around my waist, which is just like, oh my God, it's unbelievable.
And I remember the day I told you, and you thought that I meant that was your whole body.
Yes.
Can you share how much have you lost in centimeters over your whole body in our measurements?
So I haven't, obviously we're like, this is a couple of weeks ago, but it was 28 centimeters, which I'm still blown away with.
28.5.
Oh, 28.5.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So yeah, that's just, the day you told me that, I nearly burst into tears, because I was just, you know in the mirror that you do look better and your clothes feel better, but within yourself you feel amazing. But yeah, to hear that was just mind blowing. I could not believe it.
It was a good day, wasn't it? It was a good day.
It was a good day. And such a surprise, because obviously I'm not able to see the centimeters. So you log in every week and do your thing, weigh yourself, all that sort of stuff. But then to hear that was just amazing.
Yes, it was an awesome day. On that, do you want to just share, how do you find the actual program? How do you find using the app, and how do you find using the app to do your tracking and things like that?
Yeah, look, it is easy. At the like start, I did struggle quite a bit because it's just like knowing how much to have, I guess. But just practicing at the start was really important because, like I said, I'd always start at dinner time because that worked for me. So whether it works for others or not, it just all depends on your life. So I just enter my foods the night before. So I always say to my husband, like, what are we having for dinner the night after? So we work that out. And then I just track and add in my food. So that includes all my main meals and then the snacks that I'm going to have. So then in the morning after I do my training session, I obviously know I've got everything in the house. So then I can just prepare my whole day in the morning. So I've, done all my prepping by about 7:15 in the morning. And then it's perfect time. Kids wake up, we get their breakfast ready, get their school and kinder lunches ready, and we're all set for the day. And I don't have to think like, it costs a lot of money to buy food every day, like lunches. So Lee and I would spend, well over $150 a week just on lunches for ourselves. So going to the supermarket and being so much more organised, it actually helps with your finances as well. And you don't have to think, we don't have to leave the shop to say, oh, what do you want for lunch? I've got to go get lunch. It's there. It's when you're hungry, you eat. It is amazing. And, it's prep. You need to be prepped for it. But once you're organised, it is like the easiest thing to use.
Yes. And how about the actual, like the Fitness 360 app? How do you find using that to track your progress, put your photos in and things like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's amazing too. Easy. It's every Sunday morning I do my login. So basically I just wake up in the morning and I was measuring incorrectly. So thanks to you, you helped me just get that sorted out. So now my husband actually measures me, which makes it a lot easier. So I just have a routine every Sunday morning that he measures me, takes my photos, and then I just upload it all into the app, and it's very easy to use.
Yeah. And how do you find our weekly check-ins? How do you find the chats that we have available?
Yeah, I love it. Basically, I know we were doing fortnightly before, which was fine as well, but just the weekly chats, that it's coming up every week. So you're like, you need to be, it keeps your mind prepared for it, but it keeps your mind prepared for, you want to achieve the little goals that you set every week as well. So it's really good because you knowing that it's coming, you're like, I'm going to talk Ash. It's really important to, and it's good. I love it. It's good. We all keep each other accountable. And the weekly chats is good because you get to hear from the other girls as well and see how they're going and all that. But yeah, I love it.
Good. All right, let's wrap this up with a piece of advice that you would like to give to somebody else who is in that position where you were and a little bit unsure and just would like to lose weight and feel confident and hit some goals. What's some advice?
It won't happen overnight. Stick at it. So I believe whatever you stick at for long enough, you will see results. Make sure you drink plenty of water because that's a massive key. But yeah, that's just be patient. You will definitely see results. And just allow a big time frame because you know that this is a life-changing thing that you're doing. So you don't want to, it's not a fad diet. It's for the rest of your life. So you're learning how to eat and live your life forever.
Yes, love it. Thank you for that, Jules.
You're welcome.
That's so good to get your insight, and I'm loving the journey that you're on at the moment. You are absolutely crushing it and being such a good influence on your family. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, Ash. All credit to you.